Hello, good morning, everybody. Happy to see you here, and I'm Rudra. Today we are going to be talking about something very special that is about the pleasure. And pleasure is one of the things that human beings is in our natura, and it comes and it originated in the way we enjoy and create the joy out of simple acts, and it can be directed and derivated in how we uh, limit the access to this pleasure, and sometimes these limitations that we put to access to different kinds of levels of pleasure, it depends in the way we have been raising up and the way we acknowledge the things as human beings, also the way we have been behaving in our simple lives. And but the most important thing, pleasure is something that is there and is gradual, the way we can access to that. And today what I'm going to be asking you is to do a simple exercise with me in which we're going to see what happened with our body and with our mind. I'm going to be asking you to go to an easy pose, and that you are in a room that is quiet, that there's no noises around, and in which you can have time for yourself. Once you're there, let's start. Okay, I'm myself in an easy pose. My spine is completely straight upward, like my head was pulling out of the from the ceiling. Then I'm going to be asking you just to connect to your spine, and I'm going to be doing a rocking very easily. I'm going to push my head towards the front, then I'm coming back, and then I'm rocking. In that way, when you are rocking, I'm going to be asking you, when you go to the front, squeeze butt, perineum, lower stomach. When you come back, relax. Put your hands on the floor and keep rocking. Now close your eyes. Very gentle, inhale through mouth and exhale through mouth. When you go to the front, you inhale. When you go to the back, you exhale. In. Exhale. Inhale and hold. Drop the head to the back, open your chest. Stay there and exhale. Follow the breath, and in the exhalation, squeeze butt, perineum, lower stomach. Open more the chest. Inhale. Semi-tense the body, push the hands, smile, smile, go back, and exhale with that spine. Keep your eyes closed. Sensations. I'm going to be asking you to open your eyes. Now, the most important part of this exercise, besides what I'm feeling, is the process of the exercise. The process of the exercise gives us a lot of tips how we are connecting and limiting our pleasure, and how the logical aspect of myself is saying, okay, this guy is putting me to do rocking my body. When was the last time that you rocked your body? And didn't care. You were in the room, nobody was judging you, and you say, then I'm doing it. And then the first thing, am I doing correctly? Then maybe you open your eyes and you were seeing what I was doing. Once you say, okay, I have official validation that I'm doing it okay. Once you finish the official validation is saying, okay, now I'm going to go. I'm free to do it. And then once our monkey brain stop judging, limiting, putting the logic, then what did you do? Did you enjoy the process? Did you think about the process? And then afterwards, it's too much this. Is it correctly? Is not correctly? Why I'm doing this? All these questions, as simple as they are, sometimes are connected to the simple act of the process to enjoy life, to enjoy any kind of act. When we are adults, the process of judging, the process of connecting to the simple joy or the simple enjoyment of one act is limited, and we are limited. And in this limitation, we have different aspects that they are connected to the joy and the pleasure. The pleasure gives us freedom, a freedom in which you don't think, in a freedom in which it creates an emotional state that you didn't have before, and that emotional state brings you uplift in your life. And this uplifting, of course, generates something biochemical like oxytocin, dopamine, endorphin. And then these pleasures are linked in our daily life. The simple act of taking a coffee and then smell the coffee and then generate, if you like sugar in the coffee, milk, or if you black coffee, and then taste it and coming into your mouth and feeling the warm, feeling the cold, depending how you like the coffee. But the most important part of it is how do you enjoy a simple act, and what kind of pleasure does it belong? It creates in your the belonging of this precise moment. And how do you keep this pleasure in your mind? What kind of memory give you a trace to be paying attention on? And this is really amazing because when we started to explore pleasure, there are pleasures that we take, base pleasure in which we give, because it detonates a different state of awareness, different state of mind, and it creates me a joy that I didn't have. It creates me a moment in my mind that fulfill me. And to start to be in acknowledgement of the joy and the pleasure is one of the principles to fulfill life. I was seeing one video the other time of somebody that practiced Buddhism and other practices, and he say, well, the process of being in joy all the time, it doesn't exist. No, it exists. It exists in the same precise moment that you say, I'm enjoying every second of my life, and I having pleasure of being existing. And this gives you a different kind of process. We're going to see that in another we're going to have a seminar about the joy and the pleasure of being alive, and we're going to go deep into this. But in the meanwhile, there's a lot of ramifications in which you access to the pleasure, simple acts of pleasure. And I'm not saying corporeal pleasure and sexual pleasure. Yeah, that's the point. That's why we are talking about pleasure, because the next talk is about how the pleasure is connected to my states of consciousness regarding my sexual energy. But the most important thing down here is that I would like it. I would love that you do an exercise during one day. Choose one simple daily act that gives you pleasure. One in the morning, another kind of act that gives you pleasure in the middle of the day, and a different act on the night. And see the process and see the root of what it gives you. Let's say, for example, ice cream. I go get an ice cream, but the mere fact when I'm thinking about ice cream, what is connected with? And what is the memory that is triggering also the pleasure? And why is the act of the ice cream and choosing an ice cream and see how they put it in the container and how the other person give to you in an interchange of money an ice cream, and try to remember and try to connect with what kind of emotion is triggering the act of buying an ice cream and how do you enjoy it. And in that process, what is the interaction with your mind, with your body, and the emotion? Mind, body, emotion. And write it down and tell me at the end how do you feel. Write down the exercise in the morning, the exercise in the afternoon, and the exercise in the night. For example, I like to go in bed and then enjoy the heat that is coming out of my body and how it's creating warmth in the bed. But also, it's not that act that I discovered that it was the joy, but it was the joy of being content with myself, that I was happy uh, to be in a space that was mine, and I enjoyed that. And it was something new, yeah, completely new for me. That act, to go to the bed and then feel the warmth, and feel by myself, not with somebody else. Then let me know what's the principle of pleasure for you. Have a wonderful day. Thank you very much, and I hope to see you in the last two videos about the 21 days of Tantric Essence. Thank you.